Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As-salatu wa-salamu ala rasulillah. In today's lesson, I would like to show you how you can create this transmission tower in advanced steel in less than 10 minutes. So before I start, what we have at the bottom, as you will see, we have a rectangle shape, and at the top we have a rectangle shape. So I have to make two rectangles, one down and one up. So just let me delete this one, maybe is better, or move it, it doesn't matter. Delete this one. So it's very good. For now, what I want, as I said, I have a rectangle at the bottom and a rectangle at the top. So just let me write rectangle. As you see, we have a rectangle with width and length. So we can specify it is length and it is width, as well as it is plane. So for plane, we want to with on XY axis, so XY plane, sorry, XY. So we write down XY and bring XY plane, and after that, for width and length, we need numbers. So number, we can copy this one, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and we can select everything and align with left. Okay, so for plane, we have this plane, we have this number and this number. As you see, it changed its color for something is orange because we have these two values is 0. So I want to just give it a value for 5,000, maybe by 5,000. Okay, after that I can click here and go zoom out a bit so I can see everything. Okay, that's very good. That's the top rectangle. I want to copy this one, so Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I want to change the upper rectangle for something maybe 2500, so 2500, like this. So it's very good. Now if I want to make a loft, because I want to surface, after that I want to use lunchbox, I cannot make this loft. Why? Because both of them in the same plane. So how I can give this an height? As you see, I have a plane here, so I want to offset my plane. So use offset, sorry, offset, it's double F, offset. So I'm going to look for offset plane. Yes, this one, offset planes, because I have this plane, I want to offset this plane by distance. So if I bring here and these two also, and put this one here. So I have a plane. I want to give it a distance, which is the its height. So Ctrl C, Ctrl V. I can give a distance here, and this one, let's say 10,000 maybe. And after that, this is I will say this is my plane. So as you see, now I have two rectangles. If we go to this, yes. After that, I will go back here. So I have two rectangles, one at down, one at top. Very good. What I have to do now, I have to make a loft between them. Okay, I have to because I want to make a surface. This one surfaces. After that, I want to change it to beams. Okay, so I have two rectangles. I want to bring loft, because as we know, we have this type of loft, okay, and this type of loft. and this one also, and this one. We have many types of loft. I'll just let me delete this one. I'll explain this. What's the difference between these two? For like these rectangles, I want to use polysurface by loft. Why? Because I have more than one side, so I have to use this one to polysurface, and after that I will change this polysurface to a surface. Okay, so try this one. You can try this one, and you will get different result. It will give you only one side. So I want to make with this one. Just let me bring this one for now. And as you see, I have two rectangles, but I have only one cross section. So how can I get this? As we said before in my previous tutorials, you can check out those also if you don't have. I want to bring a list here, so just write down list and bring a list. As you see, we have two lists, so I have to add one of them, one here and other here. So after that I can bring it to cross section. As you see, now I have this type of loft. Okay, after that we said that we have to bring a lunchbox. We are going to go to lunchbox. If you don't have, again, if you don't have this one, you can download from here, from packages, and search for package. You can write down a lunchbox and you can download it there. Geometry, and after that structure. Okay, for the structure I want to use wire diagonal. As you see, I have this one, but this one is a surface. This one is polysurface, so I cannot give this to that. So how can I solve this problem? I can bring surface. Okay, when I write down the surface, I want to from, as you see here, from output, this I have from polysurface to surface, so it changed a polysurface to surface. So I use this one for this purpose. So I am for here I have polysurface, so polysurface to polysurface, and after that I want to make a surface, and from this surface I want to bring it to my structure wire diagram. Okay, for now I have to give these three numbers. For this purpose I want to right click here and bring some numbers. Number, I can Control C, Control V. I can copy this one. Let's say this we have 2, and this we have maybe 5 for U and V. It remains something which is T. For T I'm going to use a number slider. I will show you what's the difference between them. Number slider, and I will connect this one to T. As you see, it's like this. But if we are going to if we are going to this number, it will not change. Why? Because only you see the difference only between 1 and 0. So this, it's accept only between 1 and 0. So not between 1 and 0, but exactly 1 or 0. So I'm going to click here, and I will change this one the maximum for 1, and for the step I want to give it only 1. So as you see, now we have this type of triangle. If I change it to 1, it changes. Okay, change its side, but in reality we have this type of structure. Okay, we have this type of structure with our triangles. It should be like this. So it's very good. For now, what I have to do, I have a line. So as you see, if we click here, we don't get anything because we don't have any beam. Let me change this one to manual so as not to crash Dynamo. Okay, so what I have to do now, I have to bring my steel, advanced steel, straight beam. We want to make a straight beam. You see, I have start and end point, start point, end point, and V orientation. V orientation, I can use Z or Y axis. No problem, you can change it later, this one. So we have this one. And what about the its point, start and end point? I have a list of lines. As you see, I have list of lines. I want to get start and end point. Just write down start point, as you see, and write also end, so end point. So I will connect end point to end and start point to start, and I want to give it the it is data from these lines. Okay, so I can now click here and run. As you see, I have this diagonal shape, but again, now it's not like a transmission tower. What I need horizontal, this vertical, maybe here is more clear, these vertical lines and these horizontal lines. Okay, so how can I fix this problem? Again, what I have to do, I have from here, from this point, because as we see this point for U and V, for this shape, I want to copy this one, or maybe only this one. Control C, Control V. Okay, I copied this one. Again, for this type, I want to go back to Lunchbox and bring something else. So Lunchbox, and from geometry, and I want to use wire space truss. Okay, wire space truss. So again, I have what I have a surface, the same thing, and for U it should be the same U from here, and for V it should be the same V here. For the depth, I want to give it a depth 0. I can use a number slider, or I can use number. So Control C, Control V, and I'll give it 0. Okay, so I want to just disconnect these two lines and move it here. So what I have five lines, or 5 lists of lines. Again, I want to make a list. Okay, if I'm going to make 5 lines, it should gives me different lines. So I want to just bring for this for now I want to bring only one item, because from this space frame I want to only these vertical lines and horizontal lines, and the rest I don't need them, so I don't connect them. So I have curve, so I'll connect this to this and to this to that. From here I want to bring this one, for example, let's say this one, and we can run. We see the difference now. As you see, now I could draw my horizontal lines, but again I have to give it these vertical lines. So I want to add another one. I will check for center line B or C or D or E. I want to see which one is the vertical lines. So just let me start from B, click here and run again. Okay, so that's the line that I want. Okay, don't worry about these lines. I can delete it later manually. If I'm going to give it more lines, you can see the difference. You see, if you want to connect these two lines, as you see, if you want to connect these two lines, or from here, if you want to connect them, you can connect them easily. And if we are going to create another one, run again, we see the difference again if you want to connect these two lines, but I think it doesn't need, because it's not in reality it's not like this. Let's try this E, the last one, and run again. It needs some time to make these changes. As you see, it's like this. If you want, you can leave like this. I think this one is good, but these horizontal lines, maybe we can delete this one. So I will connect this E to a third item, and I will decrease one item, so I can run again. Again, needs some time to solve this tower. As you see now, I think is very good. We can delete this later, don't worry about it. And if you see, we have everything here. We can change its height from here. Let's say this is the distance. We can double click here and change the number. Let's say this is tower height. Why we want to change this one? Because if we want, you go back and open this file after a while, you can you have to know which one is the height, which one is the base width and length, and top width and length. So I can change this one to something maybe 20,000, and of course I have to change V division, because I increased the height, so I have to increase this one again, also maybe this one for 12, I don't know, and run again. And for this time it needs more time because I have more elements. Okay, now as you see, this is the result. This is our result. We can see this one is good or not. It's up to you. We can remove any thing that you want. Maybe this diagonal we don't need. So what we have to do, where's my, yes, I have to remove the third item and run again. Okay, now we have this this type of structure. This one, I can save this one from file and save. I have my folders here. Dynamo, maybe. and save it. You can save this one. Okay, so we have this one. By the way, as I said, we cannot use where's my surface that I lived? Yes. In case we used surface instead of poly surface, let's say what will happen. So I will remove this one, and of course I will remove what's that one? Yes, I will remove this one, and I will bring a cross section and with a surface. So from cross section and give it to this surface and give it to down surface. Click here and run. You see, this is the difference between this poly surface and surface. This one it gives us only one side, but when I'm going to use that one or change this poly surface, sorry, this one, I'm going to use poly surface. It gives me all of 4 sides, so I want to use this one. That's why I used that one for surfaces. So again, delete this one, and you see, click here and run. Again, because it have many elements, that's why it needs some time. So no problem, just wait a little bit. So now it's like this. I can save this one and close this and come to backside, and I want to delete these 3 lines. Again, from right side, again I want to delete these lines. As you see now, we have this type of tower. Again, what I want to do, I want to change its section, so I will make an angle section, maybe. I have some problems with my laptop because I have many programs on it, so it's a little bit slow. Yes, after that, escape. Just to open up this one, we can use this section, no worry, don't worry. If any section you want, you can choose it from here. So what we want to click here, just copy this copy and close, and we can delete this one. We can select any one of the members and right click, select similar, and right click again, object properties. After that, I'm just waiting to open this one. Advanced properties, yes, and click here, Control V, enter. As you see, can later I changed everything to angles for about it is directions. You can change it later, and or you can make anything you want. Now you can give it this you can make make connections, and this one you can rotate it by how much you want. And again, we can join beams. We can join beams, for example, from where we learned before how we can join beams and split beams, right? Merge beams. As you see, you can make everything that you want, or you can delete anything you want. And this is for today. Hope you enjoyed, guys, and I would like to ask you to share and subscribe my channel and share this video so as to be useful for your colleges. Thank you very much.